Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Travel Week webinars. My name is Megan Griffith, and I'm the Marketing and Production Specialist here with Travel Week. Today, we have a very exciting presentation from Celebrity Cruises discussing their healthy return to service and introducing their newest ship, Celebrity Beyond. Before I introduce our panelists for today, just going to touch on a couple housekeeping items. If you have anything you'd like to say, hello, where you're tuning in from, or you're having technical issues, please just put that in the chat box below. If you have any questions that we will be addressing at the end of the presentation, put that in the question box for us and we'll be able to answer that for you. And for prizing, agents who stay until the end of the webinar will be entered to win. The first agent who books Celebrity Beyond following the webinar will win a $100 bonus commission or a $100 onboard credit for any Celebrity cruise. So now let's get started introducing our panelists for today. Chad Kowalenko, Market Sales Manager for Western Canada. Hi, Chad. Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me here, and thanks for having Celebrity Cruises as part of this series. It's an exciting time for us right now, so I think it's great that we're able to connect with some of the travel advisors from across Canada and give some of the updates. Because, wow, there has been a lot of updates. It's been a pretty wild 2 years, and certainly policy changes and kind of how we get back to service. Lots of things to be talking about for sure. So, one of the beautiful things is we know if you're here today, and you're recording this, so you might be watching this tomorrow, but if you take the time to kind of get the updates from the key suppliers, it shows you're committed to rebuilding your business, and those are the travel agents that we want to be working with and we want to be supporting. We know it's been a really rough 2 years. We know a lot of people got very disengaged, and for those that stayed engaged, our way of saying thanks is to be here with you and for you in any way that we can to support you in rebuilding your business. And the reality is, a part of how we rebuild our business is going to be talking about things that are not normally things that we talk about. I've been in the travel industry for 26 years, and I think a lot of people that work in this industry got into it because they love talking about travel, they love traveling, they love all the sexy stuff about product. But right now, as we kind of get the travel industry and the cruise industry restarted, I think the conversation with clients right now is happening a little differently, because before you can get to the fun stuff, we've got to make sure that people feel safe and confident and comfortable with their plans to proceed ahead. So there are a few things that I'm going to give you today as maybe like sound bites or tidbits that you can use in your conversations with your clients to get them feeling really comfortable and safe about booking. So first thing that I wanted to make mention is that I have cruised on Celebrity Cruises 4 times in the last 3 months, because this isn't conceptual anymore. This isn't I wonder what it will be like. It's we're doing it. We've got 11 of our 14 ships have now fully returned to service. We returned to service in June of last year, and so we have had week after week after week, which turns into month after month, of thousands and thousands and thousands of guests to see how everything is going to work with our return to service and our health and safety protocols. Now, this might sound silly or funny to you, but on a weekly basis, I'll get a communication from a travel agent in Canada that says, when are you guys restarting? When are you going to be back in the water? So that says to me, in the Canadian travel industry, we've got 2 buckets. We've got a bucket of travel consultants that stayed really engaged, and even though it was a rough ride, you're here, you understand, we're back in the water, we've been sailing for 9 months, and you get it. We've got another bucket of people that are just coming out of their caves. They got very disengaged. There wasn't business for them, or if there was things keeping them busy, it wasn't fun things. It was cancellations and refunds, etc. And they finally started to kind of dust themselves off, but maybe they're not very in the loop. So I guess the first thing is, whether it's a client or whether it's somebody in your office that is saying, well, in terms of getting back on cruises, I think we kind of want to wait and see. How long would we need to wait and see? You know, if the cruise industry was just restarting this week, I kind of get it. I get the need to say, let's see how this all works out. If we've been back in the water since June and we've had 9 months worth of sailing and 11 of our 14 ships have returned to service, we've waited and we've seen. And the biggest positive news story here is that you don't see us in the news. We've got 9 months of being back in the water, and trust me, the media would love for us to make a mistake. They'd love to hear some bad news story about something happening on a cruise ship. But the fact that we're 9 months in, 11 of our 14 ships returned to service, and you don't see us and have not seen us in the news, it's for all the right reasons. Things are working. So, you know, when we take a look at what is working and why you should be well equipped to have these conversations with your clients, we've got the healthy sail panel. So it's not the cruise lines that are making the decisions about how we return to service. We work in tandem with the healthy sail panel. This is the former head of the CDC. This is the former head of the FDA. This is all of the best and brightest minds in health and science that crafted a multi-pillar approach to making sure that cruise lines could return safely to service, to doing what we all want to do, which is provide luxury vacations for your clients, our guests, and do it in a way that still feels like it used to feel. So what they put into place was some really strong pillars of prevention. You can't get onto a ship unless you're fully vaccinated. You need a negative COVID test taken within 2 days of sailing. We make sure that we don't have issues coming on board the ships. And that prevention, that gate that we've put around our program and our ships, it's working. For the mitigation, we have had positive cases on board, but it's been less than 1%. And I'll show you that in a minute. But for mitigation, for the less than 1%, you don't want people to be on the news. You don't want people that had to be quarantined that feel like it was a terrible situation. You want a mitigation plan that works. You want a mitigation plan that allows people that tested positive to still feel like it's a pretty decent experience, even if they were quarantined. You want the rest of the guests on board to be able to still enjoy their vacation. And the mitigation plans, they're working beautifully. The destinations, I know I get questions every day. Will I be able to get off the ship and just do my own thing? My clients want to get off in a certain destination and they like to, you know, rent a moped. They like to go to the shop, whatever it is that they want to do. 98% of our ports of call right now, you can just get off the ship and explore at your leisure. You have to follow the local health and safety protocols, but you have to do that back in Canada as well. So, I mean, maybe that's showing your vaccine passport. Maybe that's wearing a mask to go into the restaurants and stores. But the main thing is, if people were worried they might not get to experience the destinations, 98% of them you can just get off and enjoy at your leisure. The pillar of mobilization was an important one as well. And as the pandemic kind of evolved, we noticed that mostly within that 1% or less than 1% of people that had tested positive, nobody was requiring medical treatment. They just tested positive, which meant they'd have to quarantine. And so for quarantine, we're covering hotel costs. We're covering meal costs. We're going to get involved to make sure that the air change fee to get back to Canada is looked after. So the mobilization components are working. And the most important one, ladies and gentlemen, validation. If I was hosting this Travel Week webinar 9 months ago, I would have told you about prevention, mitigation, destinations, mobilization, and said, that's the plan, hope it all works. We're 9 months in now, and we know it works because week after week with thousands of guests testing it, it's working. So the validation is what really needs to hit home in your conversations with your clients that might feel nervous about travel. Maybe they feel nervous about getting on a cruise ship. I can tell you firsthand, after being on these 4 cruises in the last 3 months, if you're willing to go to Costco, if you're willing to go to Walmart, if you're willing to go to a restaurant in your city, if you're willing to go to a sporting event, you've already gone way past the risk level of anything that is, what we have on the cruises. I think it was the safest, healthiest environment anywhere that I've been during the pandemic. And if I had more vacation time, I would be back on one of our ships tomorrow. So a few updates here, and ladies and gentlemen, what I really want is to provide you the sound bites so that when you have a challenging conversation with somebody that's still a bit nervous about getting traveling or getting cruising, I want you to give them the information in such a way that it just alleviates those concerns and we have people feeling safe and comfortable and confident with continuing that conversation to make a booking with you. So this slide right here, this is really important. This data here, we have carried more than 1.1 million guests since we've returned to service. We've had 1,700 and change that have tested positive during that time. That positivity rate is 0.16%. You can't argue with that data. That has to mean we're doing it right. So 1.1 million people, more than that now, and 0.16% positivity rate. That means all of those pillars we just talked about, they're working. And, some of the things like making sure that we've got everybody on board fully vaccinated and everybody on board has passed a negative COVID test within 2 days of sailing, that works. We've always had a very serious commitment to cleaning and sanitization on board the ships, but we've upped our game substantially there. One of the things that you might not know, probably your clients don't know, but you can talk to them about, is we have refitted the ships with the best air filtration systems that money can buy. These new HVAC air filtration systems pump fresh air through all of the staterooms and public areas every 20 minutes. And the air filtration systems themselves are the highest grade that you can get. They're better than a lot of hospitals have in their operating rooms or ICU units. It is a fresh air environment. Another thing that you might not be aware of is that we are not filling our ships right now. We are only going to go to about half capacity for 2022, which allows for a lot more space on board. And the beautiful thing about this is that we don't reduce the crew count just because we've reduced the guest count. So if you have a ship that's designed for almost 3,000 guests and we're only filling it with 1,500, the crew count is still exactly what it was for those 3,000. So talk about a VIP experience with our crew falling all over themselves to pamper to provide the VIP treatment, to really look after all of your clients and our guests on board. I know this firsthand. These recent 4 cruises that I took, it was so nice to have not just the space, but that attentiveness. I mean, we always provide that, but wow, if there was ever a time to get on a cruise ship, right now is that time. We've got more doctors, more nurses available on board, and 24/7 medical care available. We also have plans for ashore should you require medical assistance. And then the big news announcement is that Celebrity just did away with the mask mandate, with the exception of the theater and the casino. Hopefully that will be short-lived now as well. And this is in conjunction, this decision is made with the CDC saying it's time, it's safe, it's okay. So no masks on board Celebrity Cruises, except in the theater and in the casino. But like I said, hopefully that won't be all that much longer either. Where do you find all of this detail that I kind of discussed with you this morning, or I guess this afternoon? You go to Cruising Power, you go under Brand Programs and News, and then you go under Healthy Cruising. So in this part of Cruising Power, and I hope everybody on the call with us today has a login for Cruising Power. If not, please create a profile under your agency and let's get you online with us. But cruisingpower.com, under Brand Programs and News, you can see there you're going to have everything to do with vaccine requirements. That's a tab you can select. You've got Healthy Cruising there available for you. So anything to do with our health and safety protocols, I think that's your best kind of resource to dive into. Now, if you got a cell phone handy and you want to take a picture of this slide, great. I know Travel Week is also recording this webinar, so it's available to take a look at. But this is a really, really important slide as well. We have extended our Cruise with Confidence program out for sailings until September 30th of 2022. And as long as your clients make a booking by March 31st, here's what we've got in place to make them feel super comfortable and super confident about proceeding ahead. Your clients can cancel for any reason whatsoever right up to 48 hours prior, and they won't lose any money. They get 100% refund back into a future cruise credit to use with us at a later date. So you don't need a particular reason. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable or you've had a change of circumstance. For all sailings up until September 30th of 22, you can just cancel for any reason and get that future cruise credit to use with us at a later date. That's a huge deal. The second part of that is our best offer guarantee, which right up to 48 hours prior, if a better price comes out, if a better promotion comes out, you can have that revised and updated on the booking for your clients as well. So between those two things, that's ultimate flexibility. That's ultimate confidence building. And coming out of a pandemic, I think this is definitely what people are wanting to see, is that suppliers are being flexible. In 26 years of working in the travel industry, never seen anything like that, but that's a really big deal, and we want you talking with your clients about that if they're considering cruise. On your screen in red, you will see a little update that is not necessarily a great news story, but it is something to be aware of. If you booked your clients and you were booking flights by Celebrity with them, once guests have booked the fully refundable airfare through Flights by Celebrity and they wish to cancel their sailing under that Cruise with Confidence cancellation, so I just don't feel like going anymore, even the fully refundable airfares, if it's within final payment, the air carriers are no longer waiving the $200 penalty incurred to us, so we can no longer waive that in turn. I guess it's kind of a good news story because it means the air carriers are getting busy again, so that's obviously good for all of us in the industry. But just an FYI, we will no longer be able to waive the $200 penalty incurred if people are canceling under the Cruise with Confidence policy. Now, towards the bottom of that grid, Here's another really awesome piece of info that you might not be familiar with. It's called our COVID assistance policy. And before I explain the COVID assistance policy, let me just be really clear. There are travel insurance providers in Canada like Manulife that offer a great COVID protection for travel insurance to take a cruise even during a level 4 travel advisory by the Canadian government. So travel insurance through Manulife for cruise is currently available. When it wasn't available, we still wanted to have a solution, and so we had created our COVID assistance policy. This is for all cruises until April 30th. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, that's not too far away, April 30th, we understand that, but we also understand that with the Canadian government lifting the non-essential travel advisory, with lifting some of the restrictions, with the provincial restrictions being lifted now, with the PCR testing requirements going away, there's a lot of people that haven't been away in 2 years that are ready to go tomorrow. So if you have somebody that wants to go in February, in March, in April, this COVID assistance policy is something that is complimentary for them. It's built in. They don't have to buy it. If your clients test positive within 14 days of the cruise, we're giving them a full refund. If they test positive at the pier or at the airport, we're giving them a full refund. Plus, if they book their flights by Celebrity, we're going to get them home. If they tested positive on the cruise, we're going to give them up to a 100% refund of their cruise fare. If they required medical coverage while on board or medical assistance, we'll cover that. And if they're fine, they're asymptomatic, just positive, if they need to quarantine before flying back to Canada, we'll cover their hotels and we'll cover their meals. So that is our COVID assistance policy. And it's not just applicable to the person that would test positive. It's also applicable to all of their immediate family members. It's applicable to people staying in the same stateroom. It's applicable to any close contacts. This is normally the kind of thing that would certainly be something that's a part of travel insurance, but this is just available as part of our cruise fare to say, we understand that prior to the insurance companies stepping up and creating the COVID protection for cruise, we had to have a solution, and that's exactly what this is. So that's kind of an exciting part of that Cruise with Confidence program as well. And where would you find this information that I just shared with you? Same places. You're going back to Cruising Power. You're going to go under Brand Programs and News, and you'll see a tab right there under Brand Programs and News saying Cruise with Confidence. Not only can you get the information there, if you didn't want to make a phone call, you just want to request a refund for your client, you can do that online right there. If you want to implement that best price guarantee, if you want to cancel a cruise, you can take a look at that program there. So all of that's found on Cruising Power under Cruise with Confidence, and that's an easy way to source that information. Now, big announcement that I think is a great news story for you to be having a reason to call your clients. We just extended the future cruise sail by dates. So your clients now have until December 31st of 2022 or 1 year from their original sailing date, whichever is later, to be able to sail on those future cruise certificates. So in terms of we're restarting the industry, we're re-engaging with our clients and guests out there, this is the perfect opportunity to have a reason to call your clients, let them know that their future cruise certificate has a extended deadline, and then get busy taking a look with them at what they could potentially book for their next vacation. Where do you find the details about your FCCs? You find them under Booking Tools. You scroll down to Insight, and under Insight is the full listing of all of your FCCs. Also, if you want to make a booking and you want to apply the FCC to the booking, you can go to the same place, Booking Tools, head down to Coupon Redemption, and as long as you've got the booking number and the FCC number that you want to apply, you can just redeem the FCC onto the booking there without even making a phone call. So some great automation options for you there. But I think first things first, if you haven't already taken a solid look at who has future cruise certificates with you or under your agency, get in there today, get under booking tools, go under Insight, and make sure that you download that list. You can actually download it into an Excel grid. It'll show all of your clients. It'll show you all of their names and amounts that they've got for the FCCs, etc. And you can start making the contact with your clients to have people starting to look at redeeming those. You saw in the little video that we do provide return testing to get home to Canada. So really quickly, just a mention on this. We know that the Canadian government just lifted the requirement for PCR testing, thank goodness, to be able to come back to Canada. That's going to make a big difference for a lot of your clients and yourselves that want to get traveling again. At the pier, when you get off the ship, we do pier side testing. Up to this point, for the Canadians, we have been doing PCR tests at the pier. With this recent change, we expect to be switching over to antigen testing at the pier. If your clients booked before November 16th, that's an important date to just take note of. If the booking with Celebrity Cruises was created before November 16th, their testing to come home is complimentary. We look after it. If their booking was created after November 16th, they would have to pay a small fee at the pier to get the test completed. For PCR testing, it was $99 per person. I think for antigen test, it's going to be more like $45 or $49 per person. But we will provide these services. It will be done at the pier. You'll get your quick results and then off to the airport to be able to check in. So we're going to make sure that we continue to make it easy for your clients to get home with the right documentation. When we were talking about FCCs, one thing just to make mention, our global deployment is now open. So we're not just talking about 2022. All of 2023 is now open, and we're even open in early 24. Australia, Alaska, West Coast, Mexican Riviera, Europe, Bermuda, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, the Panama Canal is now open, South America, all of our Asia, Galapagos is early 24 now, and Caribbean. So we've got all of 22 open, we've got all of 2023 open, we've got early 24 open. Let's get busy getting your clients re-engaged and taking a look at for clients that like to book a little further out, we are open further out. For clients that have a few FCCs to use up, they could be sailing on us next week. So that's just a mention about our deployment. And also exciting news, we haven't printed anything for a long time, pretty much 2 years. During the pandemic, we went to everything virtual. So we have started print again. And where we've led in with is our travel advisor guides, which we know you guys love. These are all the deck plans and all of the most frequently asked questions that clients have, and the itineraries and the ship-by-ship overview. These things are like gold. They just have everything at your fingertips. And I know a lot of people like to look at the deck plans on these versus the computer screen sometimes. So you can order the new travel agent guides for yourself by going to that same place. You're going to go back to Cruising Power. You're going to go under Sales and Marketing. You're going to scroll down to Order Collateral, and you're going to order enough of these travel agent guides so that anybody in your agency that sells cruise can have a copy for themselves. So maybe decide on what person can order on behalf of your agency, and let's get those new travel agent guides on the way for you so that you can have those as a resource to utilize. Another really exciting thing, I love this. I love talking about this slide. I've been with the Royal Caribbean Group for 15 years. I've worn the Royal Caribbean hat. I've worn the Azamara hat. I've worn the Celebrity Cruises hat. One of the things that was interesting about Azamara was that they kind of created this really niche approach in the marketplace where they would stay later. They'd have overnight stays. They'd get into kind of unique ports of call and having nighttime tourism and destination immersion. Now, Celebrity actually has more overnight stays than any other major cruise line. And not just in Europe. I mean, this shot that we're taking a look at is a great representation of all our overnight stays in Europe and some of the unique ports of call that we're adding to the itineraries. But you don't want to leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon from a lot of these amazing destinations. You want to have dinner in a seaside cafe. You want to order a cappuccino and do some people watching. It's really, if you didn't get the nighttime experience in some of these destinations, arguably you've missed some of the most exciting and interesting parts of that port of call. So we do have more overnight stays than any other major cruise line. There's a good shot of kind of what we're offering for Europe in 22 and 23, but it expands way beyond Europe. We do overnight stays in Bermuda. We've got overnight stays in the Caribbean. In Asia, we have tons. We've got lots of overnight stays in different destinations across Asia. Even here in Canada, we've got an overnight stay in Quebec City, overnight stay in Prince Edward Island. We do overnight stays in California, in Mexico, in Hawaii. I know a great one is Cabo. We do an overnight stays across South America. We've got overnight stays in Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific. Not all cruise lines are created equal. And I think that one of the things, there's a lot of things that kind of separate Celebrity out from the pack. But I love the overnight stay strategy. And I think that's something that you absolutely should not just be aware of, but you should be talking up with your clients when they're making their choices. Super excited to be mentioning that we take delivery of our beautiful, luxurious new Celebrity Beyond, and she comes out in April of this year. And I did have the amazing experience of sailing on her sister ship, the Celebrity Apex, a few weeks ago. And ladies and gentlemen, let me be really clear about something. This is the Ritz-Carlton. This is the Four Seasons. This is your floating Fairmont hotels and resorts. This is luxury. If you ever wondered how a cruise line like Celebrity found themselves in Time magazine under the world's greatest places for these Edge Series ships, it becomes really clear when you get on board an Edge Series vessel that this is not your average cruise ship. These are the most luxurious vessels anywhere in the world. They should be for $1.3 billion per ship, but they are absolutely amazing. And I really wanted to showcase what true new luxury looks like in Celebrity with the Celebrity Beyond. beautiful thing about where we've gone with the Edge series ships and the Celebrity Beyond is that there's no confusion in terms of where Celebrity fits in the marketplace. That is absolutely luxury. I can't think of a more high-end resort, land or sea. So as you're selling Celebrity, you definitely want to be referring to that as new luxury, because that's exactly what it is. You know, back in the day, travel agents used to have to sell by explaining and kind of using their words to paint a visual. Then came brochures, and the better brochures got, you had some very sexy pictures that would show what culinary was like, what the onboard experience was like, and you had a lot of good graphics. But now, over the pandemic, I would say that regardless of age group, everybody's become super familiar with iPads, with laptops, surfing on their phones. Everybody's just a lot more connected online. And so we've really enhanced our YouTube channel, because everybody uses YouTube. But Celebrity Cruises has the YouTube channel. The video that we just watched, kind of the sneak peek at the Celebrity Beyond, every ship that we have, you have an awesome real video tour of the ship. You can take a look at our menus and our culinary and what our culinary experience is all about. You can watch short videos about our destinations and ports of call. You can get the real Alaska experience video. Like, pictures paint 1,000 words, but videos are even better. And so if you're not using the YouTube channel with Celebrity Cruises as kind of a resource, you're probably missing an opportunity to get your clients excited enough to say, yeah, we want to book. So next time you're sending something out for them in terms of a quote, or, hey, I was thinking of you with this, make sure that you send some links from our YouTube channel, because this is the stuff that is going to get people excited. And speaking of exciting, as the Celebrity Beyond is delivered in April of this year, we are super excited to be announcing that Captain Kate McHugh will take the helm as the captain of the new Celebrity Beyond. Captain Kate, of course, was the first female cruise ship captain, and she continues to be an absolute sweetheart in the land of social media. Everybody loves Captain Kate. So we're super excited to be announcing that she is taking the helm of the Celebrity Beyond. But it's not just about that. Celebrity Cruises is a very progressive and forward-thinking company, and we have a goal by the end of 2023 to have half of our officers on our bridges be female officers. So love that about this company. So many cool things to be recognized in terms of being progressive and forward-thinking. But that's a cool news story as it relates to Captain Kate taking the helm of the Beyond. But we don't stop. We've spent the money, and in the shipyards right now being worked on is the 4th in line of the Edge series ships. And so the Celebrity Ascent is busy being worked on so that we can receive her for her maiden voyage of December 3rd of 23. So the progression continues. Now, if this is awesome, guys, because we don't normally have something like this. And when you're talking about Canadians that have not traveled in 2 years, they haven't spent their vacation money that they normally spend. We've got a 52-night Grand Journey. This is sold on the Celebrity Edge Rome to Sydney. So you have it on one of our most luxurious ships. You have a 52-night Grand Journey to be talking about. You have it visiting a lot of the bucket list destinations for people. This is absolutely awesome. We sold one yesterday out of Canada. The price was about $25,000 for the 52 nights. That was in a veranda, a deluxe veranda, and it included the Indulge package, which is actually an upgrade to a whole bunch of more or richer perks, and it was just shy of 25 grand for that. So we haven't offered this. I think you'll definitely see people biting at this if you promote this on your social media, if you push this out there on any of your agency's marketing, etc. This is just such a cool thing to be talking about, and not something that we normally offer. but we're super excited to be offering it on the Celebrity Edge for 2023. As we approach the spring and getting into the summer here, it's full steam ahead for Europe. Europe is one of my favorite parts of the world to cruise in for sure. I want to kind of recap a couple of things. We do have the beautiful Celebrity Apex based out of Amsterdam, doing Scandinavia, Russia, the Norwegian fjords, Iceland and Ireland, and the British Isles. We also have the Celebrity Silhouette based out of Southampton, doing Norwegian fjords, Scandinavia and St. Petersburg, and Iceland and Ireland. So we've got some really awesome Baltic stuff to be taking a look at in 2022. And I'm sure when we get to the Q&A, there'll probably be some questions because of the activity between Russia and Ukraine right now. So stay tuned for information on that. If it ends up that we don't deem it safe to be calling on St. Petersburg at that time, then we'll obviously be pivoting and replacing the port of call with something else awesome in the Baltics. But we're used to doing that. If we ever have a situation, whether it's weather adverse, whether it's political, whether it's safety related, it's easy for our resort to pivot because our resorts move. So it's easy enough for us to just redeploy and have a change of ports of call. The Norwegian fjords have always been really popular. This is on the Celebrity Apex, which is the sister ship to the Beyond. That's the ship I fell in love with a couple of weeks ago. Such a high-end luxury floating resort. And we've got this amazing 7-night Norwegian fjords in June and August to be taking a look at. We've got the British Isles with the Celebrity Apex again. This one going out of Amsterdam, and this is going to do Dover. You get into Portland, you do Cork, Ireland, Dublin, over into Liverpool, up to Belfast. You're going to get to experience Glasgow, and then finally up to the Shetland Islands. So super cool itineraries that the Celebrity Apex is sailing all summer long. Another one here that is kind of backed by popular demand. Out of Amsterdam, we are going to do the best of Ireland with Cork, Dublin, Belfast, and then we are getting over to Iceland. So you can see we've got a stop in Reykjavik there after Uri. This is awesome. So Iceland and Ireland is another one to take a look at on that beautiful Celebrity Apex as well. And for the Med, we could almost do an entire travel week presentation just on everything we do in the Med because we have so much deployment there. But I will just say, with Celebrities Mediterranean, the Constellation is doing the best of Western Mediterranean, also doing Turkey and the Greek islands, beautiful itineraries in Portofino and Florence. The Celebrity Edge is doing 7 and 8 nights out of Barcelona and Rome, Spain, France, and Italy, Italy and the Greek islands, Italy, France, and Spain. The Celebrity Reflection doing 10 and 11 night itineraries with Italy, Croatia, and Montenegro. And then you also have Italy, Turkey, and the Greek Isles. And ladies and gentlemen, just while we're talking about Celebrity Reflection with those 10 and 11 nights, if you wanted Chad's pick here on a recommendation, the Italy, Croatia, and Montenegro, the surveys that our clients do and the feedback that they give on this itinerary, it's just off the charts. That Dalmatian coastline, the Adriatic, getting into the Montenegro area, when the James Bond films are done over the years, there's lots of those films that are filmed in that Montenegro and Croatia area, and certainly lots of Bond films in Italy. Why? Because they're incredibly picturesque. So that would be Chad's pick for sure, is the Italy, Croatia, Montenegro on Celebrity Reflection. But also a mention about our new ship, the Celebrity Beyond, Spain, France, and Italy for 9 and 10 nights, and also doing Greece and Malta. If you are not familiar with Malta, Malta is where all the movie stars and jet setters in Europe are vacationing. It's absolutely a stunning island destination in the Med. It's one of my favorite places to visit for sure. And it's very different from a lot of the ports of call that you would have experienced in Europe. So really cool that our newest ship is going to be adding Malta to the roster. So that would be another one of my top picks as well. So Celebrity Beyond, here would be something that I would pick. Newest ship, awesome itinerary, June, July, September dates. You have a open jaw itinerary out of Rome, getting into Greece, experiencing the best of the Greek islands, and you do Athens in there as well. You're going to do Mykonos, Santorini. Personally, Rhodes is my favorite in the Greek islands. The whitewash and the blue rooftops of Santorini and Mykonos, everybody knows that, everybody loves that. The ancient old fortified city of Rhodes and the World Heritage Site, that to me is where it's at for kind of Greek island exploring. So Rhodes is on this itinerary, as is Valletta in Malta. So that's Chad's pick for you for sure on the beautiful Celebrity Beyond to be talking with your clients about. There's a great one here as well for Celebrity Beyond, which does the best of the Spanish Riviera. You get into the French Riviera, including Marseille and Nice. You get into the Italian Riviera. Just such an awesome opportunity for a 9-night with a 2-day overnight in Florence. So love that itinerary and so happy that they're offering that on the newest ship in the fleet. Here's another great one. This is a 12-night of Italy, Turkey, and the Greek islands on the sister ship, which is Celebrity Edge. And this one for 12 nights, I mean, what a hit list. You've got the Greek islands, including Rhodes. You're getting into Turkey here with Kusadasi and Istanbul. And for those of you that have not had the experience of getting into Kusadasi, it's the launch point for Ephesus. And Ephesus is probably one of the most unique places in the world in terms of getting to actually go in and walk through ancient ruins. There's a lot of places in the world you can view ancient ruins. In Ephesus, they've unearthed an ancient city, and you can basically go into the ruins of Ephesus and walk around and go back in time. I think that's a highlight for any Europe trip for sure. Great shot of our beautiful Celebrity Edge anchored off the picturesque coastline of Santorini, Greece. And just a quick mention for Caribbean, if you feel like, well, seeing one Caribbean island, seeing them all, you probably haven't looked extensively enough at Celebrity's offerings in the Caribbean. We've got so much great deployment to take a look at in the Eastern Caribbean, the Western Caribbean. I myself just returned back from a 10-night Southern Caribbean, and I think that was one of my favorite Caribbean cruises that we've ever taken. So whether it's white sand beaches, black sand beaches, whether it's history and architecture, whether it's interacting with marine life, we have an itinerary that's going to fit for you. I think my highlight on that last one was probably swimming with the stingrays, but always something to kind of experience. So here's a great one on that new ship, again, the Celebrity Beyond. 7-night itineraries doing Puerto Rico. So you're going to get into San Juan, you're going to do the British Virgin Islands, and then getting into Saint Martin. For those of you that have not experienced Saint Martin, it's definitely one of my favorite destinations in the Caribbean. I love to get off the ship to take a ride to Maho Beach, or a lot of people call it Airport Beach. And unlike anything in the world, this beach, this picturesque, beautiful beach with turquoise waters, is right at the end of an active runway where you have 767s, 747s, large international aircraft flying right over you, coming in and taking off. You get to watch them, and yeah, you can have a margarita because the beach bar is right there. Really, really cool destination. Love Saint Martin. So hopefully you're getting excited about getting back to the Caribbean as well. I did want to make mention as well, just in terms of trends, we are seeing Canadians booking up right now. So Canadians are booking into higher ticket luxury items. They're buying our suite and retreat experience. And for those of you that don't have a lot of experience booking clients into the retreat. Our retreat is so much more than just saying we're booking you into a suite. This is a ship within a ship type of experience. This is total VIP. This is all suites. It's all exclusive. It's all included. This is a private, high-end specialty dining restaurant with a Michelin-starred chef exclusively for you. This is going to be unlimited specialty dining in any of our high-end specialty dining restaurants around the ship. This is going to be upgrading you into the premium beverage packages. This is going to be giving you big amounts of onboard credit to spend and enjoy on board. This is going to be giving you a private sun deck with your own private chaise lounges and cabinas and plunge pools and hot tubs. This is going to be private lounges for you, and on and on and on it goes. I mean, we really pull out all the stops to showcase what VIP treatment should really look and feel like.
What I wanted to do was to create something that was very now, the textures, the fabrics. We were absolutely adamant that it shouldn't be second best. The idea for the sun deck was for us to create different areas that you could sit, wonderful cabanas, floating hanging chairs, and you want to watch the sunset, and you want to have that cocktail, and you want to stay there.
Lumine is our top-rated restaurant. In Lumine, we truly focus on local sourcing. It's all ingredient-based, so the presentations are just a little bit more elegant than you might find elsewhere. It's something truly special.
We've had massive success partnering with Danielle Boulud.
One of the aspects of our collaboration is that the restaurant Lumine, we offer every night a single menu, and it will be an opportunity to explore the cuisine of the world. So I really feel that there's something very personal from me.
And I think it's a natural fit because we have a lot of foodies who sail with us. So we give them the opportunity to try your food. I think it's going to be something really special.
I am really looking forward to this experience.
This lounge is really important because it's a private area. I wanted to create something that was kind of quite eclectic. So it's got some humor in it, but it's a really calming place to be.
So I think our best advice is lead with the retreat, because we're seeing Canadians saying we're going to pamper ourselves on our next vacation, and that's exactly what the trend is showing. A really exciting piece of news as well is Aqua Class has always been really popular with celebrity. It's a spa-inspired vacation experience, that category of Aqua Class, and the retreat is obviously a very unique and special experience as well, very VIP experience. What happens when you take those two worlds and blend them together? Well, that's exactly what we're doing right now for our newest ship, the Celebrity Beyond. We have the Aqua Class Sky Suite. This is close to 400 square feet. It sleeps two. There's only 20 of them on the ship. And this is going to be all of the best touches of that spa-inspired vacation experience of Aqua Class, combined with all of the VIP treatment of a retreat booking. So lead with that. Let's get the word out there that we've got a really innovative new category that is going to pamper and provide the VIP treatment and recharge and refresh and relax your clients. That is our Aqua Class Sky Suite. Just to close out before we get to the Q&A here, we are, for the month of February, running our Wave promotion. And our Wave promotion is super simple. It's dollars off, and it's big dollars off. So it's up to $19.50 per person off of the price of your cruise. So the higher the category that you book and the longer the duration of the cruise, the richer the dollars off become. For those of you on this call that either block your own agency group blocks, or maybe you belong to a chain or consortia that has headquarter group blocks, the dollars off are not just applicable for the market rate. You can take those dollars off your group rate as well. That's critical, guys. I just want to make sure to mention that, because if you have a market rate on Celebrity's website of $5,000, but maybe your group rate is $4,000, you get to take these huge savings off the lower group rate. So it's a double dip. You're going to get early booking bonuses into the groups if you book 10 months or more prior to sailing. You're going to get gap point amenity OBC. You're going to get the savings here, the dollars off from the wave offer. You're going to get to combine that with that better than market rate from the group. So that wave offer is super simple and it's super rich. We also have a Caribbean offer that is currently running until the end of the month, and this is going to be up to $400 of onboard credit for any Caribbean bookings, February 17th sailing date, all the way out till March 30th of next year of 2023. And the higher the category that you book and the longer the duration, the more onboard credit that we are giving. And just to mention about Galapagos, we are doing 20% travel agent commission for our Galapagos program. We are also allowing that to combine with 20% savings on the actual cruise fare for Galapagos for the packages. And we're doing flights on us to the Galapagos. So normally we give one of these things as an incentive and we switch them out throughout the year. But currently, until the end of February, you can stack all three on top of each other. So you got 20% travel agent commission on Galapagos. You've got 20% savings for the consumer off the price of their cruise. And you've got flights on us down to the Galapagos as well. If there was ever a time in a million years that you thought you wanted to get your clients booked on Galapagos, this triple threat combo of 20% for you, 20% for the client in savings, and flights on us to get down to Quito, that's a big deal. I would definitely not miss out on that. And just before we open up to Q&A, I wanted to talk about love for a minute. We have stepped up all through the pandemic to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk in terms of showing our commitment to our travel agent partners. It started when we had to start our pause in service and we had a lot of cancellations and we protected the commission on canceled cruises. That's a multi-million-dollar decision to pay commission twice. We paid the commission on the canceled cruise, and then we pay the commission again when they use the FCC and sail with us. So doubling the commission, it's multi-million-dollar decision to say, we got to do what it takes to prop our travel agent partners up. In addition to that, we offered interest-free loans to travel agencies. We came out with instant booking bonuses where we would pay you commission at time of booking so that you didn't have to wait a year until the cruise actually sailed. You'd get money in your pocket now. And currently, we're doing it again. And here in February, to help show the love, we are doing a few things. Your agency's commission level for 22 and 23, we're not going to mess with it. Normally, it's dictated by how much volume you're selling, and the more you sell, the higher your commission rate goes. That's off the table right now. We're just going to flat out protect you at your 2019 level into 22 and 23. That's showing the love. We're doing bonus commission of 25, 50, or 100 of bonus commission for Caribbean bookings made between Valentine's Day, February 14th, and February 28th. So giving you some extra cash to support us for our Caribbean. We are doing double celebrity rewards points or triple rewards points if it's for Caribbean bookings. So we want to give you either $5 or $10 or $15 worth of points to put on your cash card with Celebrity Rewards. Make sure you're signed up and redeeming those points because it's money on the table for you. And that's what we've got going on right now. So we want to make sure that we are showing the love. So Megan, that's kind of the tail end of what we wanted to get through today. But I know we've probably got lots of questions that popped up along the way. So do we want to jump into the Q&A?
Yeah, for sure. We can get started on that. Agents, just a reminder, if you have any questions to put them in now, but we'll start off with one question from Loretta. She's asking about the retreat you were showing, the info. Is that also on Cruising Power, and is it accessible as a flyer or a PDF, or how can agents access it?
Yeah, so there's a really awesome resource which is called thecelebritycommitment.com. And when you go to thecelebritycommitment.com, you don't need a password to sign in. It's an open website. And when you scroll down, you're going to see big tiles, and there'll be groups, and there'll be deployment. And one of them is the retreat. And when you click into the retreat, there's all kinds of resources, including one-pagers and flyers, etc. So if you wanted in a really concise manner to be able to say to a client, here's why the retreat is so worth it, and kind of side by side to a veranda, there's a great flyer in there which showcases all of the additional value and VIP treatment and amenities that you get with the retreat. Or reach out to your celebrity sales manager so that we can help connect you.
Great, thank you. Someone else wanted to ask the 52-day cruise, just the name of it. Yeah.
The Grand Voyage, the 52-night Grand Voyage with Celebrity. And if anybody needs any help finding the web link for kind of the information, you can reach out to your Celebrity Cruises sales manager. They can provide that for you. Even if you just Google it, Celebrity Cruises 52-night Grand Voyage, it comes up with the link on the consumer site for it.
All right. Another question we have, how far in advance can agents start booking their clients? I know that you mentioned that in the presentation, but how far ahead is Celebrity accepting bookings?
Yeah, so we're open right now until early 24, so spring of 24 we're open. But the reality is the Canadian marketplace right now very much is two buckets. We've got people that didn't go anywhere for 2 years that are ready to go next week. And then we've got people that are still a little tentative, and they're maybe booking a year down the road. But we can accommodate both, because we're certainly open for sale and sailing for people that want to get on right away. And I know that we've got travel agents on here with us today that saw, what we're doing for February and March and April, and they're probably going, that seems soon. But I really, guys, have to just tell you honestly and sincerely, these 4 cruises that I did in the last 3 months, there's nothing that's a hassle. It all felt awesome. Yes, you had to get a COVID test done before you left, but once that part of it was done, it felt like fairly normal days. And once you got to the ship, it was better than normal days. I mean, you wouldn't know that there was anything going on that had changed. A lot of the stuff is behind the scenes, and some of the changes are even for the better. Like in the buffet, because a lot of people say, is there still a buffet? Yeah, there absolutely is, but instead of you serving yourself, our crew and team on board serves you, and I hope it stays that way. It's just more sensible and it's civilized, and I love that about our buffets right now. But we can cruise tomorrow.
That's great. That's great. We have another question just asking about agent rates, if you had agent rates available.
Yeah, we do. And the way that you source those is you go onto Cruising Power and you go under Travel Agent Trips, and you can take a look there. And normally we load our TA rates once you're within 30 days of departure. So if you're looking to book a little further out, they're probably not in there yet. But once you are a little closer to departure, we certainly do give discounts for our travel agent partners.
Okay, great. So I guess this kind of, someone was asking about your email to ask any more additional questions, but I guess also just if you could give a summation of the resources that you guys have available, including Cruising Power, just where agents can find all this information, or just rewatch this video. But if you could just...
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a few resources that we have that are really great for our travel agent partners. So one is on the screen right now. It's The Celebrity Commitment. And I keep saying the because if you Google it, you can't forget the word the. It's not Celebrity Commitment. It's thecelebritycommitment.com if you actually type it into a web browser. But that is not password protected. And honestly, I'm in there, 50 times a day. It's got all of the latest news. It's got flyers. It's got everything to do with the retreat or special departures or deployment. I mean, it's our parking lot of travel agent resources. The only thing you can't do on the celebrity commitment is make a booking, because that does need to be password protected for the booking engine, in which case Cruising Power also has most of this information. It's just you have to password protect log in, right? And then, you know, I think if you're serious about building your celebrity cruises business, it's not just about where do we find the resources, it's how do we work together. And right now, our Canadian sales team would love to hear from you to build a plan together. We have marketing money, we have co-op funds, we have resources, and we will work with you to do whatever we need to do to help you rebuild your business. So it's okay to go to the celebritycommitment.com or to Cruising Power and hunt around and start to create something, but it's probably even better to reach out to your celebrity sales manager and say, I'm serious about getting cruising back happening. How can we work together to do that? And those are the people we love to help. We love to help people that want to be helped.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Okay, so I don't see any more questions in the question box, but I will ask you if you had any final words. I mean, I know agents already in the comments are saying how excited they are to get going, but any final words to leave us with to get agents ready to sell their clients to celebrity?
My final words would be this, and I really hope that you take this for what it is. As a travel agent, I think a lot of times we're used to people just going, I love that. You say, I can sell you that, and we transact it and everybody's happy. That's not the world right now. The world is, I probably want to go, but I really need you to convince me that it's safe and that it now is the time and I'm not making a stupid decision. And what can you give me for facts to kind of reinforce that? And so as much as it's not sexy to be talking about the 1.1 million people that have already cruised with us and, you know, a 0.16 positivity rate, these are the things that are going to come up in your conversations, and you can't be scrambling for information. You can't not know it off the top of your head. You got to know that we're not masks anymore. You got to know about what the testing requirements are. You got to know that we've been sailing for 9 months without any incidents and that we are fully back in the water. And most importantly, you got to not be scared to take on a tough conversation and turn it around. If somebody says to you, you know, I think I'd rather just maybe go to a resort somewhere because I don't like the thought of being in a closed quarter cruise ship right now, you got to be able to take on that conversation and say, you know, most of the resorts that you've been looking at, they don't even have a protocol in place in terms of making sure the guests are vaccinated or that they passed a COVID test to come into the resort, etc. And that's why the cruise lines are leading the charge in the travel industry with these 0.16 positivity rates, because our protocols are stronger protocols. But every day we hear about clients that in their mind, they feel it's the other way. If I go to Mexico and I get some open air resort, I'm probably just safer there. Well, if there's no protocols protecting you there, is that true? So a travel agent that can take on that conversation and turn it around, I think is going to see a lot of cruise bookings. It won't matter in a few months because by design on how the industry is roaring back to speed right now, everybody's just going to see it happening and we'll get comfortable again anyway. But in the right here, right now, if you really are serious about like, let's get people moving again, and especially redeeming those FCCs, just now's the time to not be afraid to take on a conversation.
100%. Well, thank you so much for this presentation. So informative. I know it's got our agents really jazzed up to get selling with celebrity. So agents, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day and you start booking soon. Check out travelweek.ca for more information.
Thanks for being here with us. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.